Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the world of postdoc research.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah. So, you might be thinking about becoming a postdoc yourself, or maybe you're just kind of curious what this whole stage of academia is really all about.
Right.
Either way, we've got like a guide here, just chock full of insights to help us unpack all this.
Awesome.
So first things first, what is a postdoc?
Yeah.
Our source describes it as a training-focused fellowship after a doctorate.
Okay.
So it's not just another job, right?
Exactly. It's much more specialized.
Oh, yeah.
I think of it as like a bridge between your PhD and like a serious research career, know?
Okay.
It's really where you kind of refine your expertise, you build a reputation, you start making some real contributions to your field.
So an apprenticeship for future research superstars.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
And the source material mentions that postdocs aren't just for STEM fields anymore.
Right.
There's growth in the humanities and social sciences, too.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see academia recognizing the need for that high-level research across all these different disciplines.
Yeah.
So, for example, you could be researching ancient Roman philosophy or the impact of social media on political discourse,
Right.
all within a postdoc framework.
Wow. So that opens up the possibilities quite a bit.
Definitely.
I was picturing, labs and beakers,
Right.
but it's way more diverse than that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
our source lists the duties of a postdoc.
Okay.
And it's not just research.
Oh.
There's publishing, mentoring, even grant writing.
Oh, wow.
It's a pretty varied role.
It is, and all those extra duties are all part of the training.
Right.
Publications are like currency in academia.
Yeah.
They show your expertise and help you land those competitive tenure track positions later on.
Right.
Mentoring helps you develop leadership skills.
Yeah.
And grant writing is crucial for funding your future research projects.
Makes sense. So you're not just doing the research, you're learning how to navigate the whole academic landscape.
Exactly.
Okay. This source also emphasizes preparation, breaking it down into 3 key steps.
Okay.
You need your doctorate.
Hmm.
They list a PhD, MD, or DDS specifically,
Wow.
plus 2 to 5 years of research experience.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Which is quite a bit.
It is, but postdoc positions are very competitive.
Yeah.
That experience shows you can handle independent research, analyze data, and work effectively within a research team.
Right.
These are all crucial skills that selection committees are looking for.
Okay. And the third step is choosing the right postdoc.
Right.
That one really jumps out at me. Why is finding the right fit so crucial?
A postdoc isn't just any job. It's a stepping stone towards your long-term research goals.
Oh, okay.
You need to ask yourself, what kind of research do I want to be doing 5, 10 years down the line? What skills or connections do I need to get there?
So you're not just picking a subject, you're choosing a path.
Exactly.
And speaking of paths, yeah.
Our source dives into how to actually land a postdoc position.
Okay.
They emphasize the importance of a strong CV and cover letter tailored to each opportunity.
Right.
Which seems pretty standard.
Sure.
But then there's this research proposal thing.
Yes.
What exactly is that?
A research proposal is your chance to shine.
Okay.
You're essentially outlining a potential research project, explaining how it fits into your field's bigger picture and why it matters.
Right.
Think of it as a window into your research vision and your ability to think critically and independently.
Mm-hmm.
It shows potential mentors that you're not just following the crowd, you're blazing your own trail.
It's like giving them a preview of your brilliance.
Exactly.
This source also mentions interview prep.
Yeah.
I imagine being able to articulate your past research and future goals is key here.
Absolutely. They're looking for passion, knowledge, and potential.
Mm-hmm.
You need to show them that you're not just qualified, you're driven.
Okay, so let's say you aced the interview and you landed the postdoc.
Now, how do you make the most of this experience?
Right.
Our source outlines 4 key areas: managing your research, finding good mentorship, getting those publications out, and attending conferences.
Right.
I noticed they emphasize seeking multiple mentors.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's about gaining diverse perspectives.
Okay.
Imagine having a team of experienced researchers in your corner,
Right.
each offering unique insights, challenging your assumptions, and helping you overcome obstacles.
Yeah.
That kind of guidance can be invaluable.
Like having a research dream team to back you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Then there's the publishing piece, which is
Yeah.
a big deal in academia,
Definitely.
and conferences, which I imagine are a great way to network and get your research out into the world.
Absolutely.
What makes a good conference presentation in this context?
A good presentation is clear, concise, and engaging.
Okay.
You want to present your research findings in a way that sparks interest and invites discussion.
Hmm.
Think of it as a story you're telling, with a beginning, middle, and end. You need to hook your audience, walk them through your research journey, and leave them with something to think about.
It's like a TED Talk for your niche area of expertise.
Exactly.
Okay, before we move on, there's one practical thing I have to ask about.
Okay.
Our source brings up funding a postdoc.
Right.
And I'm sure that's a big question for anyone considering this path.
Of course.
How do postdocs get paid, and what are the options?
The source mentions salaries, grants, fellowships, and institutional support.
Okay,
It seems like there are a lot of possibilities, but it's important to explore them early.
right,
Don't wait until the last minute.
right.
Just be proactive about it.
Yeah, very good advice.
Yeah. Yeah, and as we're talking about all of this, um, I'm struck by the level of intentionality needed to succeed as a postdoc.
Intentionality. I'm intrigued. What do you mean by that?
Well, from like picking a postdoc that aligns with your long-term goals,
Right.
to writing that compelling proposal, to seeking out mentors, to presenting at conferences,
Yeah.
none of that happens by accident.
Right.
It's about being proactive and making deliberate choices every step of the way.
So it's more than just clocking in and doing the work.
Right.
You have to have a vision and actually be building a career step by step.
Right. It's almost like a pre-game strategy session.
Okay.
What are your strengths? What areas do you want to develop? What kind of research environment will support your goals?
Right.
Answering these questions beforehand can make a huge difference.
Like having a game plan can make or break a sports team. Love that analogy.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, while our source doesn't explicitly say it, I'm guessing work-life balance is a big question for potential postdocs.
Yeah, for sure.
Any insights on that?
It's not directly addressed, but, read between the lines. A postdoc is demanding.
Yeah.
There's pressure to publish, get funding, and make progress on your research.
Right.
It's probably not a 9-to-5 situation.
But if you're passionate about your research, those long hours might not feel like a burden, right?
Right, absolutely, if you love what you do.
Yep.
You never work a day in your life.
Right.
Yes, but it's still crucial to find balance.
Right.
Don't be afraid to set boundaries, prioritize your well-being, and seek support when you need it.
Makes sense. A burnt-out researcher isn't going to be very productive.
Exactly.
Now, our source talked about how competitive these positions are and about having a great CV, but what else makes a candidate stand out?
It goes beyond just grades and publications.
Okay.
I've seen candidates shine when they can articulate a clear research vision.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just regurgitating what they've learned. They're excited about where their research is headed.
So passion is a big factor.
Huge.
It's about showing that you're not just capable, you're genuinely invested in pushing your field forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't underestimate the power of networking.
Right.
Presenting at conferences and building relationships with established researchers can open so many doors.
It's about planting those seeds early and making those connections.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hearing that a postdoc is challenging, but also incredibly rewarding if you're passionate and willing to put in the work.
Definitely.
It's a launch pad to a fulfilling research career, but it needs careful planning and a good deal of self-awareness.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
So, to our listener who's thinking about this path, we hope this deep dive has given you a good overview and some food for thought.
Absolutely.
Remember, it's an investment in yourself, your career, and the future of your field.
Yes, and I may add one final thought. As you consider this postdoc journey, remember it's not just about accumulating knowledge.
Right.
It's about transforming that knowledge
Yeah.
into something meaningful, something that contributes to your field and perhaps even the world.
That's a great point. It makes me think about all the research that's happening right now all over the world.
Yeah.
What kind of impact could our listener have?
Right.
What could they discover or contribute?
Exactly. And that brings us back to something we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Choosing the right postdoc.
Right.
It needs to be something that truly excites you, something that aligns with your values and your vision for the future.
Because when you're passionate about something, that's when the real magic happens.
Yes.
The long hours, the challenges, they all become part of the journey.
I've seen it time and time again when researchers are driven by a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
They're the ones who make the groundbreaking discoveries, who push the boundaries of what we know and what we thought was possible.
That's really inspiring. It's a reminder that a postdoc isn't just a job. It's a chance to be part of something bigger,
Right.
to contribute to the collective knowledge of humanity.
It is, and it all starts with that spark of curiosity, that desire to explore the unknown.
Well said to our listener. We hope this deep dive has provided you with a solid foundation for understanding the postdoc world.
Absolutely.
It's a challenging path,
Yeah.
but also incredibly rewarding.
Definitely. And remember, the resources we mentioned, like the Academic Jobs website, are out there waiting for you.
Exactly. So if you're feeling that pull toward research, don't be afraid to take the leap. Who knows, maybe someday you'll be the one sharing your groundbreaking research on the deep dive.
I would love that. Keep learning, keep exploring, and never stop asking questions.
Couldn't agree more. That's all for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and best of luck on your journey.